Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Griftlands. We just finished our job for the Rise, but before we go turn it in, I think we ought to check out the provisions shop, because I think once we turn in we'll no longer be able to buy here for the rest of the day. It says you can shop here while you're on the clock, and we have just enough money to be able to buy something, probably. So, duplicate a card in your hand and the copy costs 0 until played. Ooh, Replicator's interesting. So we only get to play it once per battle, but I'm assuming the duplicated card stays in our deck for the rest of the battle, right? Or the rest of the, yeah, this is a battle card, I think. Yes, all items are battle cards. This seems good to me. I think we're going to buy the Replicator. Or we could just hold on and maybe instead buy something from the Barons. We don't know what the Barons have. Yeah, you know what? We'll hold on. I do not yet know what I want to do with my money. Boy, we sure are causing a lot of people to form an opinion of us. It's done. The thing got blown up. Good work. Now they'll know we mean business. Alright, 100 shills and a graft reward. Whenever you gamble and get snails, a random card in your hand costs 1 less until the end of your turn. Wow. That doesn't play very well with the strategy we're trying to lean into, but that's very good. I mean, we could take this. Do we have a negotiation? Oh yeah, we have a ton of graph slots left. Yeah, we could take this just so that when we gamble, we're like very excited to get either face. Allies receive 2 power at the start of battle. This leans in on our Milo strategy. Or, at the start of combat, discard up to 2 cards and draw that many new cards. Ooh, I do like, actually, all 3 of these. We're already doing quite well in negotiations. We probably don't need as much help. So, let's take one of the battle graphs. I think I'm going to take the card selection one. As much as I want Milo to be more powerful, he often... allies are sometimes unreliable. Sometimes they'll just, like, buff themselves, or... I like this one. I appreciate you came here first this morning. It shows dedication to the cause. The labor office will hire workers out to you if you need the backup. Quartermaster at the HQ might also have some spare automechs you can use. Oh, really? I do want spare automechs. That sounds fun. Quartermaster at HQ. Okay, but we can't. We can't go back there now. Or did she mean here? Whatever. Let's go to the black market. We have 251 shells. I'm just curious what they have today. Because I think it should be different stuff. Is this different stuff? Start of each turn, gamble. That seems dangerous. And silver tongue. No, this is in fact the same stuff. Okay, the combat. They replaced the combat thing. Whenever you gain charge, gain 2 defense. At the start of each turn, gain 1 charge. That would be terrible for us. All attacks deal 1 bonus damage per count of scorched on the target. Whenever burn is triggered, remove 1 scorched and half of your burn instead of removing all the burn. Oh, that's pretty cool. We don't have a source of scorched, do we? Ah well. We couldn't afford the thing anyway. Alright, let's go pretend to work for Palermo. I guess we also maybe pretended to work for the Rise? I'm still not 100% clear on our motivations here. Once more onto the breach, I suppose? Tireless as always, I see. Chake has been shirking his duties. Falemo wants you to beat him up to set an example. Alright. My people tell me that Chake, a laborer, has been shirking responsibility. He's been given demerits, but it's clear he's angling for us to cancel his contract. I've seen this voluntary termination technique before. It can't be permitted. Seems the simplest solution is just to give Chake what he wants, right? That's rather naive of you, Rook. This is clearly a ploy by the Rise, testing our authority. So what I'd like you to do is remind Chake of his place. Contracts are meant to be kept. See to it that he gets a punishment he can't ignore. I don't feel great about it. You know, this Chake might surprise you with his resilience. Well, certainly. If I thought this would put Chake out of commission, I'd simply ask you to kill him. Your hand was always well weighted, though. I think you'll see it through. My sources tell me you can expect to find Chake drinking. Typical. Well, no more futzing about. Have at it, Captain. Maybe we can just, convince Chake to tell everybody I beat him up? That sounds like the sort of thing we might be able to do. The laborer rubs his elbows like it's been 10 years since they ran out of grease. The human looks you up and down in suspicion. I should say, before we go in here, I'm not going to do any of this, but it is often the case that you can, like, talk to other people in the area and maybe, like, bribe them into helping you or bribe them into not interfering when you engage with somebody. There's a little bit more to the social systems that we're not engaging in, partially because we don't have to. This difficulty is a little bit too easy for us to need to do that. I hear that you've been shirking your responsibilities, laborer. You a bounty hunter or something? I ain't no truant. I still show up to every shift. Besides, if the barons don't like the work I put in, they could just fire me. That's the power they got, isn't it? I gotta serve my contract, hash and high water, but they can do what they want. So we could intimidate him. Dude's not gonna like this very much, but also I don't really want to beat him up, and my suspicion is that if I do beat him up, the Rise is gonna be unhappy with us. Let's just let him off with a warning. I'm supposed to give you a motivational beating. If you act sufficiently scared, we can skip to just improving your work output, yeah? Alright, so because this is an intimidation attempt, we get 4 copies of Intimidate in our hand, or in our deck. Hostility cards deal an additional +1 damage. It doesn't help in any way with non-hostility cards, and for a deck like ours, it's just going to clog things up a lot. Okay, we drew all green this turn, though. Start by drawing, and we have some interesting stuff here. We definitely don't have your name on the list, so let's change that. That blacklist is starting to get pretty powerful. We just try the Pale Dead draw? I guess we could call it first. Try to draw some cards off of flippin' heads, just to give us some more options here. And then, yeah, I guess let's do the dead draw. See if we get lucky. We did not, in fact, get lucky. Oof, this suspicion argument is always going to be a pain. Hey, it turns out that intimidation's really going to work in our favor here, though. Well, that was some phenomenal luck on our part. Promoted Trickery? We're going to get hit for 5 here. I might just take Boosted Aloof. I want to rig 2 heads, but let's just not take damage instead. And then no sense in not calling it. Alright, all that doubt that we have incepted is doing some fine work. I like this coin a lot. I think we've got a really strong coin for our tactics here. Oh, this sucks. These Intimidates being all to the left of my cards is really rough. I guess let's play the permits. So it's possible that he will attack this some of the time, and that's the only benefit that it has. Yeah, man, what a rough turn. Alright, well, we've got it in this turn, but our resolve is in a terrible place now. So I guess let's just play the Dogged. I was hoping we would do just 2 damage there, so we'd be able to play another card. Alright, Bluff upgrades into... Oh man, draw 2 cards. Yeah, let's go this way. That seems great. And then we're going to do the same thing with this one we did with the other one. I don't know that we really want more cards. I think our negotiation deck is pretty good as it is. We want to maybe remove a couple of cards. There's still that Grumble. But yeah, I don't think we want to add any more cards to the deck unless they're like really obviously fantastic. Fact of the matter is, the Barons have been doing this for a long time. They'd rather cripple you than terminate your contract. Does that sound like an agreeable arrangement to you? No, they'd really do that? I'm afraid so. Okay, I get the picture. I'll work harder from now on, I promise. Yeah, see to it that you do. Hey, surprise, surprise, he didn't care for that. Well, that was an easy enough job, although I think Philemo is probably going to be a little mad at us. I wonder if he'll have the option to lie about having handed out the beating. I guess there were a bunch of witnesses that saw me not beat him up. I spoke to the target and, wait, spoke to? You were supposed to punish, not coddle. Come, Palermo, you know how I work. If it gets the results you desire, I'd prefer if you didn't micromanage. The problem here is a miscommunication. I wanted Chake terrified. Next time, remember the objective. We lost his like toward us. That's fine. We were probably never going to get to love. Actually, if I had beaten the guy up, that probably would have pushed us to love. And we got a Spark Baron permit. Apply 5 composure. Expend, replenish, destroy after 2 uses. That's fine. That's a fine card. We might actually need it because our resolve is so messed up. So we could go and have a chat with Klei and gain 10 resolve. We are already loved by Klei, right? Yeah. It's a shame we've only had a chat, the option to do the chat thing with people who already love us and not people who just like us. Well, we could also go down here and try to find some treasure at this battlefield. Chatting with Klei will get us back up to 20 resolve. Honestly, we might want to do this. As you're walking down the road, you spot a Hessian priest approaching you. Greetings. Have you accepted Hesh into your soul? I can't say I have, no. Well, today is your lucky today. Sit with me, and I will guide you through a meditation that is sure to connect you to the powers of Hesh. It can help you hone your skills or clear your mind of burdens of the past. Oh yeah, I'm all about clear your mind. Duplicate a card or remove a card. Interesting. I am inclined to want to get a hunker out of my deck, I think. It's just not a very good card. Yeah, let's do that. You sit with the priest for a while and meditate, listening to her prayers. We have a 0 XP hunker that should very much go away. When you open your eyes, your mind feels a little clearer, as if a burden had been lifted. Feel better? You know, I actually do. Safe travels, Grifter. That was a really nice encounter. Hey, Klei, how you doing? Klei's happy to see you. Rook, I was just thinking about you. You busy? Never too busy for a friend. Klei chats with you for a while. I need you to help me settle a bet I have going. It's about how much I could trust you to side with me when we settle a bet. The bet is whether or not I'd side with you in a different bet? Yeah. Well, what bet? I don't know yet, but I bet I won't be disappointed. Okay, I don't understand what happened in that interaction at all. So I guess let's go file our report. Do we want to go buy... We could go buy a powerful graft. Did I even look at what the expensive negotiation grafts were? Whenever you gamble, apply 1 composure to a random friendly argument. We gamble all the time. That seems very good. Whenever you prepare a card, deal 2 damage to a random target. I'm going to buy this, even though we still don't really have that much preparation. Just like building into the linear feels good. Make the linear stronger. And then I think we're good. Actually, our time here is probably almost up, so I guess building into the linear probably doesn't matter anymore at this point. You arrive at the drop point, this time without an ambush. You jot quickly in bird scratch only you and a few others understand, detailing what you've learned of the rise in the Spark Barons. File your report and find a message left by your counterpart on the other side of the wall. Help an acolyte of Hesh retrieve stolen goods from a spree encampment. The printed instructions read, documents that are embarrassing to the cult of Hesh have been stolen and are currently in the possession of an exiled spree raiding party operating in the bog. Make contact with Delena, a cult priest in the region, and coordinate to recover the documents. Okay, that seems very doable. Well, I'm real curious who it is that I'm working with on the outside. Having your own parish is the closest Adeltrian can get to nobility. The rules are different in Havaria, but maybe nobody told Delena that. Simply spreading the word of Hesh through the libacious camaraderie of a swillhole. Join me? Actually, I'm here for the job, although maybe 10 resolve would be nice to have. You know what, let's just ask about the job. You're Delena? I'm Rook. You paid for help? You? I was hoping for someone a little more, pious? Well, I could let you work things out with Hesh personally if you prefer. No. Hesh's tentacles writhe in mysterious ways. Perhaps you are a ripple left by his passing. That would be a good thing. Okay, well how about the job then? So these documents. The Spree have the documents. They stole them, and now they're hiding out in the bog waiting for things to blow over. And now you want me to walk in there guns blazing and get them back. Don't you people have Luminari for that kind of thing? They do. Luminari are terrifying opponents. No, I need to keep this quiet. Using the Luminari would invite questions that I don't want to answer. What I want you to do is distract the Spree leader. Offer her a score she can't refuse, and take them out of the encampment. I'll sneak in and get the documents while you're out, then we can meet back up for payment. Well, what score should I offer? I'm an honest grifter, not some bandit. I've arranged something. A merchant caravan has broken down on one of the bog back roads. Their cargo will get the Spree's attention. Okay. I need to know more about this caravan, maybe? You just happen to know of a caravan that is broken down nearby. That's suspiciously convenient timing. Hesh provides when properly appeased. And I may have used his tithe money to arrange for some light sabotage. So what's in these documents? The contents are embarrassing, both to the cult generally and to me specifically. But I'm paying you for help, not questions. Okay, fair enough. The bog it is then. Yes, go, convince them of the score. I'll follow at a distance. If the Spree sees us together, the plan won't work. Does seem fairly straightforward. Actually, hold on a second. Grimdelia hates us. What are we losing from being hated by Grimdelia? 50% chance to gain an ulcer whenever you drink? I guess that's not such a big deal. We could provoke her into a fight, potentially, and if we do that, if we successfully provoke her into a fight, we can kill her in combat because she's seen as the aggressor, and that would remove her hate of us, although it would probably make somebody else hate us, assuming she has any friends at all. I think we're fine. Let's just ignore her. Alright, let's check out this Spree encampment. It turns out all the bad stuff in the bog is in the lower right corner. You find the bandits where Delena said they would be. Their leader, Hiku, hears you approach. Who's there? Oh, just a simple grifter, I mean you no harm. How did you even find this place? I heard some big players from Murder Bay were in the bog. My specialty lies in finding things that other people don't know about, and I'm good at my job. Which is why I sought you out. I have a proposition. We are big players, you have that part right. Well, spit it out then. But if I don't like what you hear, I'll have you killed where you stand. Okay, let's not get killed where we stand. There's a merchant caravan nearby, transporting bog goods to the gate. It's lightly defended, and it's stuck. We could take it if we work together. This is maybe not going to be the easiest thing ever. So what does your core argument do? Increase all damage by 1, and increase by 1 whenever you destroy one of Hiku's arguments. So that does include our stuff. It says all. I am not wild about this situation. So we could play rigged pleasantries, rig the heads, gamble on head splits. Yeah, okay, I like that. So we'll play the pleasantries targeting this, because head split's going to deal with the Vrock argument anyway. And then Visionary Bluff gets me 2 cards. We could call the flip if we wanted to. I guess there's not really a strong reason to do so, though. Let's apply a Composure to get this prepared. Hit you super hard, prepare the other Dogged, and we win. That was an easy one. Okay, gamble on heads, apply 5 composure, or... Okay, we definitely want the version of it that rigs a heads. And then... Honestly, agency's not bad for us. I also like head turner. I like head turner enough that it might be worth... You know, this is probably worth adding to our deck. Alright, your offer sounds good. Almost too good. Wait, no, I like good offers. We hit the caravan and split the loot 80-20. Deal? Yeah, of course. Lead the way. Me and my people will follow behind. You do the talking, and we'll step in if we need to. Hiku rounds up the troops and heads out. You play along. I am pretty good at talking to people, it turns out. Find the caravan. Someone is arguing loudly with a very disgruntled Oshne. Oh, get moving, you useless pile of booze. Pile of ooze, sorry. Wait, did you hear that? Who's there? Oh, a grifter. What do you want? I want to gently threaten you, even though I'm not really terribly good at intimidation. It's not so much what I want as what you want. As in, do you want to live? You're surrounded by bandits, friend. As a personal favor, I'm giving you one chance to walk away unscathed before my associates pop out of the bog and cut you down. That's a lot of intimidation. My poor Vrock has not been very useful so far. Alright, we have no way of rigging a card here. Let's start with Pale Dead Draw. This will be useful even if we don't hit the heads. Okay, Promoted Trickery sounds like a good time. Show me a prepare? No. Well, we can discard the bluff. I guess there's no reason to discard the bluff when we could just set the coin to heads. Alright, so then we get Visionary Bluff for free, which means that Head Turner is ready and also awesome. And then we have one action left. Not a ton of choices here. Let's do the Call It, see if we can draw some cards off of flipping heads. Alright, we did draw a card, but it wasn't one that does anything for us. So... I think we probably just rig pleasantries. Rig ahead for next turn and just move on. Don't think we have a lot of other stuff of value to do here. And we may as well just not take the 4 damage. This is the guy who would be played by Sylvester Stallone in the Griftlands movie. All cards cost an additional 5 shills to play. Well, that sucks. Hey, Lily, your name's not on my list. Alright, and then we have you, which is awesome. Yeah, our deck feels really powerful to me already. I'm going to prepare the Intimidate. Which does nothing at all. We should actually gamble first, see if we draw some cards. We drew the Kickback he gave us. I mean, Proper Channel is gonna... No, Proper Channel doesn't do anything unless it gets targeted. I don't know, wait, this is the one that targets an opponent's argument every turn. So yeah, it's not currently showing that it's going to do any damage. Maybe it needs to be available at the beginning of my turn to sort of wind up. So I guess I'm just going to play the Kickback. Buy myself out of taking a hit. And this looks like not a thing we want at all. That's weird. Burn and Slugstorm are pretty similar cards. I guess Slugstorm has a gamble attached to it. Alright, take it. Take all of it. This job ain't worth dying for. Lily and his entourage scuttle off, and Hiku comes out of hiding. You appear to have a way with words, Grifter. Now, let's see what we've got here. Hiku spends a long time rustling through the various packs and crates attached to the Oshnu. She does not look pleased with her findings. I thought you said this was going to be a rich haul. Most of this stuff is just bog shite, and it's all stamped with the Baron's imprint already. I couldn't sell it if I tried. What kind of scam are you pulling here, Grifter? You know, this is as big a surprise to me as it is to you. My information said this caravan was loaded. She's still upset about the Vrock. Okay, an even better quality of by the book. Well, it seems to me that we'd be very silly not to do this. Now the question, do we want to prepare Head Turner so that we get it for free, or do we want to do this to get the influence that will allow us to get pressure? Oh, actually, I'm being silly. We want to do this to get the influence, then we play pressure, then we get the Head Turner for free anyway, because of, you know, playing cards, taking them out of my hand. Okay, and then Head Turner. Unfortunately, this is not the one that draws a card, so actually the bonus action is just going to go to waste. Well, no, we're gonna play Call It first. What am I thinking? Nope, never mind. We did not draw a card off of Call It. Well, let's permit one more time, because this is a huge amount of incoming damage. And did I get your name last time? I did not. You go on the list. Hold on. Do I want to play something else first? No. Let's just do this. Alright, we're collecting pretty well there. Ooh, I do like Dogged a lot. I like both of these cards a lot, actually. Let's, I can't decide whether I want to take this or just not take anything. You know what? Let's just not take anything. Alright, I believe you. Doesn't put any more shills in my pocket, but neither would killing you. Ha! Be seeing you around, Grifter. Hiku heads back toward her encampment. You hope Delena has finished his task. Because if he hasn't, he's going to get killed, and if he gets killed, I'm not going to get paid. You find Delena waiting for you. Did you get the documents? I did, thank you. I hope Hiku wasn't too much trouble? No. I successfully occupied Hiku. Hiku has no idea what just happened to... Hiku arrives and charges forward with a fresh entourage of followers. You lying, thieving, no-account cheat! Something tells you Hiku is in no mood to talk things through this time. Okay, figured out that I betrayed her. Status cards cost one additional action. That's a shame. Well, I guess let's defend ourselves. Milo, this is your moment to shine. Keep me alive, Grifter. I can't pay you if I'm dead. Well, I mean, I could just take the money off your corpse. So, choose up to 2 cards to discard. Well, I don't think Shockbox is super good here. And then I'm just going to discard Kick. I would really love to draw something that is going to let us spend a charge. We did not do that thing. Well, what's the move here? I'm getting hit by both of the big dudes. The Fleed won't actually deal any damage, so we don't have to worry about that. I guess let's just group up. So all deal damage to the same guy. So, we can make him panic pretty early. And then, you know what? Actually, Bolster Shot plays pretty well with Cheap Shot. Yeah, we're just not going to play Cheap Shot this turn. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that outcome. He surrendered. I got only a tiny bit cleaved. Okay, bleeds no longer destroy. So, bleed cards, sometimes bandits will hit you with an attack that bleeds you, and it just puts a card in your deck that deals damage to you when you draw it. Usually, when that happens, it gets destroyed, but not if you have been cleaved. Also, I'm about to get hit about 100 times. Are these all coming from the bandit? No, all but one of them is coming from the bandit. Well, how do we want to do this? We could crank into a firestorm. That's an awful lot of burn. And this also gives me some more defense. Alright, so she'll take 8, and everybody else here will take 4. And then, everybody, all of my allies are already targeting her. I have 2 defense. I'm going to end up at 6 right now. So honestly, hunker down might be the right way to go here. I could use all the defense I could get here. Yep. At the end of your turn, take 2 damage. Not great. Let's just kill her before we draw any of that stuff. So, applying Ricochet to our enemy is actually pretty solid here. We might get our very first use out of the scatter shot. Yeah, hard to imagine there's anything else we want to play. So we'll put that Ricochet on you, and then I'm taking 12 from you. Man, we got a 16 more damage. Well, I'm certainly not going to do 16 damage here. I could do 10 with the Rusty Power Cores. I think that's maybe what we do. We could also ammo pouch. You know what? If we can find a cripple here, that would be the way to go. We did not. Gain 2 concentration and draw a card probably doesn't help us all that much. Applying 1 wound is pretty weak. I guess I'll do this and let's see if we can draw something useful. Nope, I drew a bleed. Well, I should have thought about that possibility. So we lose half of our concentration when we take unmitigated damage. So I'm going to take 2 damage at the end of my turn. We're going to lose a point of concentration. I guess some of it's going to be mitigated because of the automatic shield we get. I guess I'll just shoot her rather than applying 3 defense. Because she's close. We got to get her dead. Also, that hits the fleet because of the ricochet. We took too long to defeat him and he's rallied. 4 more damage will panic him again. That's pretty easy to put together. And then also he's already surrendering based on the amount of damage our allies are doing to him, so we just gotta poke this guy a little bit. Okay, that wasn't so bad. Might have overdone that a little bit. Here's the thing. Right now, Hiku hates us, and we're getting a penalty from that. It's also possible that Aquila will hate us after this. If we kill them both, I'm not actually sure what'll happen in terms of rebalancing our penalties. Let's find out. Okay, so we lost the Kuga penalty, or we lost the Hiku penalty, but we gained the Kuga penalty, which is the same thing. And also now Blaine is mad at us so pin a random card at the start of combat. Okay, like I said, it's possible we were going to gain a hate penalty there anyway from Aquila, so I'm not sure that we came out any worse for the wear there. We do get to restore some resolve, we get some money, and we get some loot from them that we wouldn't have gotten if we hadn't killed them. So the makeshift dagger, apply 1 wound, 50% chance to destroy the card. You know, that's free damage. Heavy cleaver, 3 bleed, destroy after 2 uses. Yeah, that's pretty good. And this mandible is fine. I would really like more opportunities to spend a charge still. I'm not sure I want to take another cheap shot, is all I'm thinking. I still don't feel like we have enough opportunities to burn our charge. But let's take the bolster shot instead. That card's just generally very good. Starting to get a reputation for violence. Deal 1 resolve to a random target whenever you draw a card, as long as this card is in your hand. That's an okay card. And Delena has made our status cards cost 1 less action, offsetting the penalty from Hiku, and from having killed Hiku. Good work, Grifter. At least now I don't have to worry about this coming back on me. Here's your payment. And we get to upgrade a card. Do we have a card that we particularly need upgraded? Not really. I'm going to upgrade a battle card. And we'll just upgrade the bolster shot we just got. It's a good use of our XP. Deal bonus damage equal to the 2 most expensive cards in your hand, or this thing but plus 2 damage. I think this is going to end up being more damage a fairly significant amount of the time. A lot of our cards cost 1. Not particularly exciting either way, though. Alright, well, we did it. So, I guess we just go back to the bar. We could go buy a graft, I suppose, but I don't know that we need to. Errant emerges from the back of the bar. Grifter, we have reason to speak. We do? I have heard disquieting rumors that you have been less than forthright in your dealings with Philemo. Rumors are like birds, always flying about. I wouldn't pay them any. Drop the act, Grifter. I am immune to your folksy charms. I put out inquiries about you, and I know all about your past. I know who you are and what you've done. You might know what I've done. You have no idea what I can do. I do respect an honest shakedown, though. What is it you need done? And one of our dig sites has been experiencing disruptions. Fleets have been attacking the workers. We thought we had it under control, but the last attack revealed the source. A queen. I want you to go eradicate the problem. Quietly. I don't want to panic the workers and give them any more of an excuse to shirk their duty. Well, okay. I'll do it, but only because I have to. We have a containment team at the location. Meet with them and they will show you how to access the queen. I will find you when the task is completed. Okay, that sounds pretty straightforward. We probably don't need to worry too much about our health and resolve. I think we're in an okay spot. Let's just go and hunt some bugs. Nope, let's get in some trouble and then maybe hunt some bugs. You come across a small cavern partly submerged in the bog. I was like, a cavern party? That sounds fun. Inside it are the remains of an unfortunate traveler with a small box of what looks like grenades. The entrance is swarming with nasty-looking insects that look ready to attack anything that comes near them. So we could spend 7 HP to get some grenades, or we could just leave them behind. You know, honestly, if we're going up against a queen insect, some area effect damage might be a good idea. And we don't have nearly as much ricochet as I would like. I'll take this. You push through the swarm as quickly as you can, shielding your face as best you can. A few bugs manage to get some bites in. Once past the bugs, you grab as much as you can and rush out. Oof, wouldn't want to do that again. We got 2 shrapnel grenades, which are just wonderful cards. Exposed and wound. It's all very, very good. Alright, let's go hunting. You find the cave entrance. A small detachment of Spark Barons has established a perimeter around it. Unsettling noises occasionally rise up from the depths. The Barons respond with blaster fire and the occasional grenade. The Grifter is here! Errant said to expect you. The Queen is down there. Good luck. What do you mean good luck? You're coming down there with me. If it's taking all of you to keep the Queen pinned down, surely it will take more than just me to destroy it. I need some volunteers to go down with me. I don't get paid enough for that. I might send some of my underlings, if you make a strong enough case. Okay, so we've been given this receive support card. Start the battle with any supporters you've won to your side. Okay, his core argument doesn't even have resolve. All we're doing is trying to win people over and then play that card. So what do we have here? Okay, well, of course, my rock argument. So we have to destroy these arguments to convince him to give us those friends, those allies, temporary allies. Okay, this seems very doable. Let us start by gambling. Mostly I just want an opportunity to draw some cards here. And then I want an opportunity to draw some cards here. So this is doing 12 damage now. That would break right through one of these. Honestly, given that Buggy has 17, this argument has 17 resolve, I'm assuming that's the one we really want to pop. So maybe we just play that targeting there. If we played the Tall Dogged in this situation, we could prepare the Head Turner. That would leave us with one action. But it would do 2 to 8 plus... Yeah, I think we're better off just doing take names. And then... Head Turner's not actually free, right? When it's prepared. We do have to have an action left to play it. So this feels pretty bad. I think we just do Tall Pleasantries then. Or maybe we apply Composure and rig heads for later. No, let's do the Pleasantries. Let's get rid of this. That is damage I don't need to take. Alright, they appropriated my helmet, which is probably fine. It's not really doing a lot for us anyway. Okay, so we have received support this turn. It would be cool if we could... we're not going to get anywhere near popping the number of these guys off that we want, though. Alright, let's promote trickery. This is unfortunate. I was really hoping for, like, some discard, for draw discard, or for the prepare card. We could rig 2 heads. We're just not going to get very much done this turn. And then we're going to have to wait until we draw receive support again, which I don't love. But I don't really think we have a lot of other options. And we can sustain the damage for a little while. Well, we definitely want to play the permits. That's just free damage. And then... I guess we may as well rig this now. No reason to wait. And we pressure. We do a very bad, very weak pressure. We don't need our helmet back. We're not very high on hostile cards. And actually, Flak already doesn't... Well, the Composure's going to go on to the arguments. Yeah, we should see if we can get rid of that. No such luck. This might not go my way. Ooh, Straw Man. Alright, what is your damage? Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Okay. Well, let's do this. Pale Dead Draw is very solid, given that we've rigged the coin. We should at least see if we can prepare it. Ooh, Boosted Head Split is fantastic here. Yeah, let's do that. What an extremely good draw. And then... Now that we've removed the 2 appropriates, this damage is maybe going to be a thing that we can just composure through. Let's start with this. See if we can draw some cards. We don't actually have any sources of composure in our hand. It's a real shame. We also don't have any influence for pressure. And we can do this. This is free and fine. What I really need is... I think... Okay, we do this thing. That makes this card not any different. Yeah, we just also do this. And then we're going to take a bunch of damage. Because the first hit is going to break the Straw Man, and then we're going to take 3 damage from the other thing. Oh, interesting. They can damage... So like, I've already forgotten what your name was. Flak. Flak can counter-argue and get the workers back over on that side of the table. Well, that sucks. We need to make that not happen. So... We have draw 2 cards in our hand. Is there an easy way to flip the coin? Not really. I mean, we could War Story, but I don't know that actually is better than just playing Visionary Bluff. Yeah, let's do it. And then we call it... There are 14 cards left in the draw pile. There's absolutely no guarantee that we are going to be able to find the argument card, the argument ending card this turn. So... That being the case, we don't really have a lot of moves here. I guess we play the card that can gamble in the hopes of flipping heads again. Just trying to draw our way into something useful. That was a pretty bad couple of flips. Even if we apply 2 Composure to this, it still doesn't actually stop it from getting pulled back across the table. But none of our other cards do anything, so I guess that's what we're gonna do. Alright, so they're going to get that worker back. I'm going to appropriate my thing here, but fortunately, at this point, our doubt has gotten pretty serious. So we just want to do... Dogged to get you back over here. It does not matter what we prepare. And then let's just take their support and begin the battle. I really like it when they do stuff like that, when they make the negotiations or battles have non-standard victory conditions. I don't know that we want any of this stuff. Dead draw is pretty good. A second dead draw would be probably honestly not worth the card slot. Alright, take the help and get the job done. I'll be up here covering the exit. Yeah, that's the ticket. You rally the volunteers and head into the cave. Don't get my people killed. I hate paperwork. You follow the low guttural sounds deep into the cave. Turning a corner, you find yourself in the Queen's brood chamber. Hundreds of hungry eyes snap to attention as the Queen rises on impossibly small wings to meet you. Alright, let's not screw this up. Milo gets to wait in reserve. He'll show up if somebody dies. Alright, so play this card to return your makeshift dagger to your hand. It has been pinned. I'm not too worried about it. So, what we really want to do here is... well, I guess none of this stuff really matters. We definitely want to play Heavy Cleaver. I guess we want to apply some concentration. I guess we'll discard Targeting Core. That's not doing anything for us this turn. And then... I don't think we're going to play Enhanced Trigger, so we may as well discard that too. Okay, we didn't find anything else interesting. I don't think that changes anything. So let's do this. We'll apply 3 defense to you. I will gain some concentration. And then we will cleave. Boy, you are gaining 18 defense per turn. That is really harsh. Alright, the draw was good because it at least increased the damage of Bolster Shot since we drew a kick. We're definitely going to Bolster Shot. And then, that's the end of the turn. Well, we managed to get through the shielding at least so our allies can do some real damage. This would be a hell of a battle if you weren't able to secure any support, though. Yeah, again, it seems like Bolster Shot's a pretty obvious start. We don't know what the Brooding Matron is doing. She's gonna apply a status effect. So hit her for as much damage as we can now while it makes sense to go for it. I kind of want to hold on to the shrapnel grenades because I think she's gonna spawn dudes. So... Rusty Power Core does 5 damage. It does piercing damage, so we ignore the defense. But that doesn't actually increase the amount of damage the Fleet Queen is taking, because our allies still have to beat through all that defense. That said, the best single target damage is Power Core plus Blast. Deal 20% less damage, receive 20% more. Okay, that's working for us. Okay, gross. Pretty much exactly what I thought it was going to be. You have a tiny stinger. When this larva dies, insert a tiny stinger in your hand. Oh! High damage, remove all defense on target. And apply cripple. That's very interesting. This would be a great moment to have that ricochet card in my hand. These guys have 18 health each. They're all just buffing themselves. This seems like an okay moment for Ammo Pouch. And yeah, we're just sort of looking for... Cheap Shot was a pretty bad draw. Well, nobody here has any panic, but Bogdoom is still 6 damage for 1 action. So I guess we want to try to kill as many of these things as possible, right? I'll just pile in with whoever on this one. Alright, so we got 2 tiny stingers and also an attack that is completely wasted. Ooh, 6 counter. Okay. That's not ideal. Well, there's not much reason for us to do anything other than attack the larva. You know, I probably do want to Firestorm the Fleet Queen, even though we're going to take 6 damage from the counter, just because that's a lot of damage from that burn. So, if we're going to have to hit the Fleet Queen anyway, we should probably do a tiny stinger. Ow. And then I'm going to hunker down to avoid some of the damage from the counter on the Firestorm. And then we're just going to hit this guy with a direct hit. Yeah, unfortunately my allies here are going to take a lot of counter damage. Well, everybody's okay, basically. Everybody's basically okay. This seems like a great time for a shrapnel grenade. Is there anything I can do to boost my damage beforehand? No, we could spend pinned. That doesn't really help. Yeah, okay. Let's just shrapnel grenade. So this will put 2 wound on everybody in addition to... what does exposed do? When receiving defense, reduce the amount by 50%. Oh, yeah, that's solid. Hold on, we should remove all defense on you first. Then throw a big grenade. Earned ourselves another tiny stinger. We should definitely... Heavy cleaver you? Beginning of your turn, take damage equal to the count of bleed, then have the bleed count. Yeah. And this is pretty good. And so, Tiny Stinger. I mean, do I want a Tiny Stinger or do I want to hold this in my deck? It's not going to kill her even if we do play it. I'm just going to keep it in my deck for the moment. Alright, it's pretty easy to clean up all of these little dudes next turn. Especially if I draw the other grenade, which I totally did. Let's start with an ammo pouch, though. Alright, we didn't really get a, didn't get a useful card here. I guess we can apply a wound. So we're all going to take lots of damage. The spiky damage number. Oh, I thought if it was extra spiky, it meant that it was piercing damage. Maybe piercing damage has a different appearance, I guess. So we sting you. Then we throw another great big shrapnel grenade. And that's the end of that. Yeah, this was not terribly difficult. It's a cool fight, it's just not very hard. To upgrade our blast into, yep, spend charge. I like that. Pick a card. I don't know that, I don't think we want another final favor. Gamble once for each damage dealt by the next card played this turn. Oh, wow. Wow, that's powerful. And battle card, spend all charge, temporarily gain 2 power. You know what, I would probably take Gunsmoke here. Everybody likes actions. Fleet Queen collapses in a pile of chitin and ichor. The stench of it all chases you out of the cave. Back topside, Flack's minions reassemble. He does a quick roll call and, finding no one missing, extends their hand to you. Excellent work, Grifter. I couldn't have done it better myself. Truer words you've never spoken. Errant arrives on the scene. You got the job done, Grifter. I'm thankful. But I will be watching. If the rumors of your dalliance with the Rise turn out to be more than rumors, I will be forced to execute you. You're welcome. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Here, take this as a token of our working relationship. Well, we're offered that gamble thing again. Or some flash powder. Your first attack each combat applies 3 burn. So that's, I'm assuming, it's going to round down on the burn. So that's 3 damage plus 1 to every enemy. Honestly, I don't think that's as good as just plus 10 health. And we're totally killing it in negotiations. I don't think we need any negotiation help. Errant leaves, leading the rest of the barons to clean up the mess. So is that it? Or is there even more stuff packed into day 2 here? Yeah, I think I'm ready to hit the sack. Now about the fine accommodation you so graciously offered. Yeah, I'll go wake up the cockroaches. Yeah, it was charming the first time, it's charming now. Okay, yeah, that is the end of what they have for the moment for Rook. Rook's true goal remains a mystery. Who is he really working for, and what does he want? I was hoping we were going to get a little bit more information on that before the end of the day, but they got to put something in there to keep you coming back for future builds, which I'm absolutely going to do, because I love this game. You know what? We're going to call it here for the moment, but we're going to do one more run. We could get through another run in probably 2 episodes, because I won't have to read everything this time. So, come back in a little bit later today. We're going to try a different strategy on a slightly higher difficulty. Actually, hold on. I should probably not put up the credit screen yet, because it's going to show us unlocking the higher difficulty and everything. I didn't even get credit for completing the second day. What a ripoff. So this is the way that multiple runs are incentivized. You unlock new tiers of stuff. So we found the Gambler and Fixated card packs. Every time you gamble, reduce the cost of this card by 1 until the end of your turn. That's kind of cool. Gamble twice, evoke, change the position of a card in your hand. Oh, okay. Play this card from your hand or draw a pile for free when the requirements are met. So the requirement is gamble twice. You can't actually play this. That's an interesting card. And whenever you draw a card, well, this is in your hand, gamble. And then these battle cards. This card has an additional effect if you have no charge. This card has an additional effect if you have concentration, and it's a pretty good effect. Especially, like, if you have concentration, this is way better. And this also has a concentration thing. Okay, those are neat cards. We did manage to put together a second set as well. Set the coin to tails and discard a card. Okay, this is another unplayable one, but if you discard it and the coin is snails, deal 4 damage to a random target and draw a card. That seems great. Discard your hand and draw 5 cards. Let's just try this whole strategy again, shall we? Also, whenever you gain charge, these are all interesting. So this is a set that makes you want to pursue a gaining charge strategy, very much the opposite of what we were doing last time. Okay, any card that says ability, you play the card and then you have this text effectively for the entire rest of that battle. Whenever you gain a charge, gain 2 counter. Whenever you spend a charge, apply a mark to a random target, which is a thing you can attack to get more charge. And new clothes. And we've unlocked the first level of prestige, which is to say, the higher difficulty. So let's see what that looks like. What do we get out of going up to prestige 1? Allies are weaker in battle. That's honestly not even really a difficulty increase. You don't have allies way more often than you do. Alright, well, like I was saying, that's going to be it for us for right now. But come back in a little bit. We're gonna do a Prestige 1 run, try some new strategies, see if we can encounter some different random encounters. I'm having a lot of fun. I hope you guys are too. And we'll see you then.